What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Like always, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and only if I bring value to you guys through this video, we're in the video. I want you guys to subscribe icon. For today's video, we're going to be discussing about the best loadout for every situation within Apex Legends. Now, choosing the best weapon can be very different, can really make a difference between winning or losing the game. So it is important to know which weapon is the best for each situation. Without further ado, let's get started. Close range loadout. For those of you that like up close and personal, I recommend using the shotgun and the SMGs. The Massive and the Evade are the two best shotguns in the game, while the R9 and the Vault are the best SMG. The Massive deals a massive amount of damage up close, while the Evade just has a larger magazine for faster rate of fire. Some would argue that the Peacekeeper is much better than the Evade, but that really comes down to what your preference is between the Evade or the Peacekeeper. Some of you will argue also that the R9 and the Vault are both incredibly fast firing weapons that deal a lot of damage in a short amount of time. However, introduction of the car has actually challenged the R9 for every level to include the ability to swap between ammos. So now this can be between the light and the actual heavy ammo. For those of you that are not aware, the heavy ammo actually slows down your opponents to a certain degree, doesn't fully slow them down, while the light ammo is just kind of just instant penetration per se. Now it comes down to what you control best. If your R9 is what you have mastered at this point of time when it comes down to the recoil control, then I recommend for you to stick to the R9. But if you have managed to actually master the car, I will highly recommend for you guys to go and focus on the car because it still deals a lot more damage than the R9. Now some of you would definitely argue in regards to the Mozambique. Now I honestly don't categorize the Mozambique as a close range combat weapon, mostly because of its massive amount of range that you can actually do damage with. I would say it's very similar to the actual Wingman and the Mozambique and be considered a mid-range shotgun. Number 2. Mid-range loadout. Those of you that do enjoy mid-range, don't like to get too close and personal, for the mid-range combat I recommend using the assault rifle and a sniper rifle. The R301 and Hemlock are both great assault rifles, and really with the Hemlock being put into the crate for this season, I would recommend between the R301 and possibly the 3030. So for those of you that do like to play with the G7 Scouts now that it's back on the actual open world, the G7 Scout and the Charge Rifle are both excellent sniper rifles. The R301 has a high rate of fire and low recoil, while the Hemlock deals a high damage per shot. Obviously, the damage has been increased mostly because of the crate and being into the legendary category, but that is, something that you can look forward to. The G7 Scout is a semi-automatic rifle, while that is great for mid-range combats, while the Charge Rifle is just a well-rounded sniper rifle that is great for taking out enemy at range, and also very good just to kind of hit fire, as it doesn't have any recoil. The new Nemesis is currently the lead burst weapon, and it just does ridiculous amount of damage. So those of you that do enjoy playing with the Nemesis, I recommend stick to it before they nerf it, because I do believe within the next couple of weeks they will most likely nerf the Nemesis. Now you do have the other weapons that do currently are within the challenging aspect of the mid-range, but they will probably be considered more of a close-range weapon. Long-range loadout. For those of you that like to play the Guardian Angel and really support us from afar, I would recommend for you guys using the sniper rifle and the light machine gun. Now the Kraber and the Longbow are both the great snipers, while the Devotion and the L-Star are both excellent light machine guns. Now for the Kraber, it has gotten a massive nerf lately, and honestly the Sentinel will probably be the best option. So those of you that do know how to use the Sentinel properly, I recommend using the Sentinel, charge it up, and it will do just as much damage as your Kraber would. Now for regards to the Devotion and the Air-Star, those are both excellent light machine guns. The Kraber is a legendary weapon that deals a massive amount of damage and can one-shot enemies occasionally, but not as often as it used to, while the Longbow is a sniper rifle that is great taking out enemies at range. The Devotion and L-Star both have high rates of fire and deals a lot of damage while taking them are great suppressive to enemy and at long range. Now the actual Spitfire and the Havoc can be considered within the long range for the light machine gun aspect, but I would recommend for you guys to look more towards the Spitfire aspect of things, because you can provide a lot more magazine at the end of the day and provide a lot more suppressive fire over a period of time. So this is really kind of a biased mindset in regards to this long range / light machine gun. It really comes down to what you can control specifically at a mid / long range for suppressive fire. Before I conclude this video, I want to say that I know I did not mention a bunch of different weapons that are extremely well equipped and very easy to maneuver, specifically the Flatline, the Havoc, the RE45, and other weapons similar to those. But at the end of the day, those weapons comes down to what you are able to control. The Havoc has a lot of recoil and not everyone is able to fully control the Havoc. And also on top of that, if you don't have a turbocharger, it can be the life or death situation where you literally that middle second of loadout can actually get you killed. The weapons that I did mention, however, throughout this video are weapons that I utilize personally all the time, and those are pretty much the loadout that I use whenever I do the specific positions. Now, I would consider that if you are not a close and personal person, I would stick to mid-range if you like to snipe occasionally, because you could do a mid-range and a long-range weapon at the same time. So it really gives you that balance, especially in R301 with a longbow. So it really comes down to what your game style is, what type of damage you're trying to do, and whether or not you're a close personal type of person or if you're more of a laid-back individual. So this is a very personal / bias type of video. Make your decisions based on what your skill level is and really what you independently want to do. In conclusion, these are the best loadouts for every situation in Apex Legends. Now keep in mind, these loadouts are just recommendations. They should always be choosing the weapons that at the end of the day you feel comfortable with. Don't listen to myself or any other popular streamer, because at the end of the day they do what works for them. So practice using these weapons in the training range and actual game, and you will be doing well within your way to becoming a top tier Apex Legend player. Now thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for liking the video, and if you haven't done so, don't forget to hit the subscribe icon. I'll see you guys next time and have a wonderful day.
You are the Apex champions.
Yeah, hell yeah, R99 for sure. All day, every day. I probably should just hit fired right there versus aiming in, but he was there to clean it up.